Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another episode of Healthzone with Gilbert Cheah. I'm Gilbert Cheah, I'm the editor of Healthzone Singapore, a Facebook page that's dedicated to covering health and wellness, specifically from a Singapore and regional perspective. So this week, I wanted to share that I recently celebrated a big birthday milestone when I turned 60 years old. Even many of my friends were surprised because many of them didn't know my age, and in general, we don't really keep track of our friends' ages. But many were surprised as they said, well, I don't look or act like a typical 60-year-old, and honestly, I don't feel like I'm 60. Because, when we were younger, a 60-year-old was like a grandpa, and we all have images and stereotypes of what senior citizens are like. But turning 60 myself made me think even more about the subject of growing older and how important it is to maintain good health and to stay fit, and what we all need to do to ensure that. So for this week's episode, I wanted to share with you the most important things that I have learned that we need to do regardless of age, so that we can all grow older and be as healthy and vibrant as long as possible. And these are relevant to you whether you are far from being a senior or whether, like me, you are already one. The sooner you start with these, the better equipped you will be as you get older. And for younger people, you need to lay the groundwork and foundation for good health now, before you reach your senior years. This will be the best way to ensure that you live a long and healthy life. And for seniors, don't think it's too late to be healthier. You can significantly improve your health, and in some cases, reverse some of the damage that has been done in your younger years. So here are some of the most important things you need to do to ensure a long and healthy life. I'm going to give you guys 3 tips this week, and then next week another 3 tips, and these are all very important. So let's start right off with number 1, which is get tested and know your genes. This is such an important and yet frequently overlooked step in good health. Go for regular health screenings. If you don't know your health condition, you cannot fix problems and take the right steps. Many health issues start small and grow over the years. And if you do not catch them while they are just starting, you will suffer from far more severe consequences when you're older. This doesn't just apply to screenings for serious issues such as cancer and heart disease, but also for functional issues such as your eyesight. You also need to be aware of your family history and genetic predisposition to health conditions. Our genes play a large role in whether we develop certain diseases and conditions, along with our environment and our lifestyle. And knowing your family medical history allows you to take steps to reduce your specific risk, such as adjusting your lifestyle and diets to lower your chances of developing the same conditions that your parents and other relatives suffered from. In my case, for example, I have a family medical history of diabetes, so I'm careful to watch my intake of sugars and simple carbohydrates and to exercise regularly to keep my body fat level down, because these all affect our chances of getting diabetes. I pay special attention to my blood sugar levels when I go for health screenings, and I discuss this with my doctor. By combining your family medical history with regular health screenings, you can more accurately pinpoint and monitor the specific health issues that you are most likely to have. Point number 2, what you eat really does matter. I know we've all heard time and again about how important it is to have a good diet, and sometimes we get tired of hearing this. But this is a reality that we cannot escape, and how we eat plays a huge part of how healthy or unhealthy we are. Almost every medical condition is either affected by diet or can be improved or made worse by it. A big factor affecting your current health right now is what you have been eating and drinking your whole life, and what you are eating and drinking now will affect your health for the rest of your life. From high blood pressure and diabetes to heart disease, strokes and cancer, the diseases that kill the most people in Singapore are all related to our diets and are affected by it. As we age, what we eat becomes even more important to our health because our bodies become more sensitive and less resilient. The things that we could get away with eating while we were younger can affect the body adversely when we are older. So it's not uncommon for seniors to develop, for example, allergies to foods that they have been eating their whole lives without any problems. It's important to be aware of your body's reactions and not to keep eating a food that you cannot process well just because you have always been eating it. As we get older, we also face several changes that can make eating well more challenging, and it's very important that we understand these issues. One is that our taste buds become less sensitive as we get older, and foods taste different and less pleasurable. Also, many seniors have a diminished appetite and may have digestive issues and stomach sensitivity, which makes them not want to eat as much. It's also common for many seniors to have issues with their teeth, and many wear dentures, and these can cause problems and pain while eating. So all of these issues, lower appetite, decreased taste sensitivity, digestive and dental problems, can make it difficult for seniors to have healthy diets. The foods we need to eat more of, protein and vegetables for example, can be hard to chew and digest. Even without these challenges, many people in Singapore already have a diet that is high in starchy carbohydrates such as rice and noodles and low in protein. So what should seniors and their caregivers do? First, get any digestive and dental problems checked out and fixed. This is so important because if you ignore them, it will cause a cascade of other problems that can seriously lead to more serious health issues. Secondly, recognize the crucial importance of good nutrition for seniors and that it can literally mean life or death. Healthy foods such as protein and vegetables do not need to be hard and tough to be nutritious. So cook them in a way that is easier for you to eat, but do not stop eating them just because you have some difficulty in eating them in the first place. Cook green vegetables, for example, in soup with some fish or chicken or tofu, and it makes it easier for you to eat and digest. If necessary, puree some foods slightly first to make them easier to eat and swallow. It's very important to make sure to eat some protein and fiber in every meal that you have. This helps keep blood sugar levels from rising too quickly, and our bodies need the fiber and protein even more as we get older. Also, as we age, our digestion becomes less efficient, so it's important to include enough fiber in your diet. Women over 50 should aim to eat at least 21 grams of fiber per day, and men over 50 should get at least 30 grams a day. We often think that the only purpose of fiber in our diets is to help us have efficient bowel movements, but that's not all that fiber is good for. Research has shown that fiber is very important for our gut health and to help us have a diverse and healthy colony of gut bacteria. And this can help lower our risk of heart disease, strokes, and diabetes, and even improve the health of our skin and help us to lose weight. One final word about nutrition while we're on this subject. Many nutrients cannot be manufactured or stored by the body, and we need to keep taking them in every day. It's best to get our nutritional needs from the foods we eat, but this is very difficult for most people. I would recommend that you take a multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement every day, especially so for older adults who are more likely to not be eating enough nutrients in their diets. And number 3 tip that I have for you is talk to somebody every day. Now, what do I mean by this? Having someone to talk to is one of the most overlooked aspects of healthy aging. Whether you're a social person by nature or a loner, we all need to have someone to interact with, talk to, and to listen to us. And this is not just an emotional need, it has very real mental and physiological benefits as well. Studies have shown that seniors who lack regular social interaction have a higher risk for dementia and many other diseases. People who maintain friendships or who interact socially with others actually live longer than those who become isolated. Relationships and social interactions don't just give us emotional support, they also help protect against many illnesses by boosting our immune system. Research studies around the world have found that a reduction in social interaction for older adults has many detrimental effects on their health. people who have retired from work or whose spouses have passed on suddenly find themselves alone with no one to talk to. And the mind, used to activity and interaction, is deprived of stimuli, and brain cells actually die off. Studies around the world have found that isolated and lonely seniors get sick faster and fall more seriously ill than those who have a good social network of friends and families to interact with. The same effect is observed when seniors lose their hearing. Unable to hear the conversations of people around them, they become socially isolated, even if they are with other family members. This hearing loss also affects the mind, as parts of the brain that are no longer in use will actually shut down. This clearly shows that hearing loss must be addressed and corrected, as it doesn't just affect our hearing, but also our mental health. The crucial importance of regular social interaction is something that all seniors and their caregivers and families must recognize and prioritize. It doesn't have to be interactions with family or even friends, actually. Research shows that older adults who do not have friends or relationships, but who take part in outside group or volunteer activities where they can interact with other people, also gain the positive mental and overall health benefits. And for younger people, make an effort to stay in touch with your friends as you get older, and especially after marriage. Many men actually tend to lose their friends after marriage, whereas women tend to keep friendships after marriage. As the years go by with marriage and children, it gets harder to make new friends, and if you lose touch with your old friends, you will find yourself alone when your children are grown and your spouse passes on. And friendships are not just for fun. They can literally save our lives and keep us healthy as we age. So there you have it, the first 3 most important factors that we all need to be healthy, stay healthy, and grow older in the best possible condition that we can be. I will share the other 3 in next week's show. Remember, there is no one single thing you can do to shortcut the process to good health and healthy aging. It requires a combination of many different things, because the body is interconnected, and lacking in one area will cause problems all over. So don't think you can get away with cheating or ignoring one thing. And don't think either that being unwell and sick and tired is an inevitable part of growing older. Medical science and knowledge of the body is more advanced now than in any other time in human history, and people are living longer and healthier than ever before. We know all we need to do, and the challenge is to do the right things and to make healthy living a way of life. Take it from me, it's great to be 60. Thanks very much for joining me on this episode of Healthzone with Gilbert Cheah. Tune in next week where I'll give you part 2 of what you need to do to age well, no matter what age you are. Thanks for joining me.